So let's get into, I'm going to show you the wiring harness as it comes from the radio system that you buy, and I'm going to dismantle it and then wire up these this 3-jack box. The race car with the radio communications. Some of these ARC shell GRMS radios, they were 25 bucks for a pair from brand new. Alright, so here is the wiring diagram to how to set up the 3-jack box. So if we look over here, you can see this is the connector to the radio, and it's got 6 connections. You know, there's three on each pins. These are 2.5 millimeter pins. These are the standard 3.5 millimeter pins. So the tip of this one is the speaker positive. The middle is transmit data, which is not being used. That's for programming the radio. And then the this one is the speaker ground or speaker negative. And then for the big one, the tip is a voltage, which is not used. And then the middle one is the mic positive, and then this one is the mic ground. So those are the connections. So because the transmit data and the voltage isn't used, it's for the programming, we only have 4 wires coming out of this harness, out of this connector. That's the positive and negative for the speaker, and the positive and negative for the microphone. So that is pretty darn straightforward. So this box that I created is got 3 connectors. It's got this one, you see I sort of sketched it here. The speaker is here, the mic is here, and then the push to talk button is right there. So this is how it goes. I mean, basically the speaker, it's, you know, the speaker positive and negative go to the speaker port. The mic positive and negative go to the mic connector. So that's all straightforward. The big, if you look at this, these jacks, the big jack in the back is the ground, which is, you know, the base of the connector. So that just goes to the negative for the mic, and the negative for the speaker, and then the positive goes to one of these outer pins, which in this case the top one is the tip of the jack. I mean, for the speaker output, you can just connect. You could connect both of them to the positive. So if you have a stereo system, you'll get that sound out of both speakers. But I'm just connecting it to the tip, so I don't know which is, if that's the right or left. I should probably check that. But the mic is the same. So you know, this is the ground connection, and then the tip is right here. On a standard PC, the mic connection, the center ring and the tip are both connected together, so it doesn't make any difference. So but you know, the real the magic, so to speak, is the push to talk button. And what that does is it connects the negative for the microphone to the negative for the speaker. So if you look at this diagram, the negative for the mic goes to the tip of the PTT port, and then the negative for the speaker goes to the negative for the PTT port. So if you connect those 2 pins, then you'll have the push to talk. So we can look at that here and see how that's done in this box. It's so we've got the greens going to the speaker. Hope you can see that. I mean, it looks pretty good on the camera. Looks better than what I can see in my eyes. So the greens, you know, the green goes to the positive and negative. The red and tan are the mic wires, and they go to this port, and then I'm connecting the negative of the PTT port to the negative of the speaker, and then the negative of the mic goes to the tip of the PTT port. So it seems to me pretty straightforward. I hope that made sense. So yeah, that is how we've got this box wired. So these things are, you look at these wires and they are extremely small. I don't think they come any smaller. I mean, you know, the Chinese probably saved 3 cents by using such small wires. So it's a little bit hard to solder them. And so what I plan to do, once I confirm that this is all working, because you know, sometimes you never know. But once all confirmed, I'm just going to fill this all up with hot glue, so it's all stuck together and nothing's going to come loose. But for right now, that's this box here. So I'm going to go ahead and test it now. And I'm going to show you it working. So the external speakers are connected to the speaker port. I've got the PC headphones with a mic connected to the mic port, and I've got the push to talk port connected to this jack. And this button connects the tip of the jack, the tip of the pin, you know, to the base, so it connects the two. So we can hear when I press the button. I got the 2 radios on. There's the one connected to the box, and then over here I've got the crew radio, so to speak. And so when I press the button, you can hear it picking up my voice from the, see, there's nothing there. Well, you can see the LED come on, that it's well, you gotta watch for testing these radios. It's very difficult because of the feedback. So if I talk into this one now, it'll come out the speaker, but it's going to give feedback pretty badly. So I don't want to hit you with that kind of noise, which is most obnoxious. So it all works. I'm pretty much done with that. So the next thing that has to be done is, you know, this push to talk. Well, on the microphone, I have to set up the throat mic to connect to this jack here. See, I just cut off the wires where it connected to the junction box. Oh, here it is. So this is the junction box for the throat mic. Throat mic was connected to this box, so I figured I was just going to use this. Yeah, you can see I just cut off the wires. I was going to use this as the push to talk button because it's kind of nice, got a little clip on it. So I think I'm going to probably rig that button up to this instead of using this button. This is just for testing, so I'm going to rig these wires up to that button. But then I got to rig, yeah, so the throat mic, if you cut off the wires, you see it's got 2 sets of wires, 2 pairs of wires. The green ones, which are the earpiece in the mic, and then the red ones, which are the mic input. And when I tested this previously, the mic input has polarity. If you hook it up, one negative, one positive, and it doesn't work, you got to switch them because it doesn't work if it's not hooked up correctly. Speakers, apparently doesn't matter. You can hook them up differently and it will still work. So yeah, I got to do that. All right, so I basically hot glued all of that mess in there together, just filled it up almost with hot glue, so it is, these wires aren't going anywhere. And then I did the throat mic. I actually soldered in this jack because the this thing takes the beating the most, because it's going to be disconnected and connected over and over. People getting in and out of the car, they're going to be disconnecting this thing. And if you know, an emergency, you need to get out of the car, you got to disconnect this thing. So being able to be disconnected here as well as at this box gives you two options to get it disconnected. So that's always a good thing. So this is, and so basically I took the wire as I showed you before. It's fairly short, so this little jumper, you know, an extension to males, this little short one isn't going to work. So, but you can get long ones. They sell them. You can get them all over the place. In fact, this. So then I hooked up the push to talk button to the white wire. I basically soldered it in to the switch that was in the voice, the throat mic setup switch. So yeah, see, you can hear it now, right? Push to talk. And the good thing about the throat mic, you see, there's no feedback, because it's not picking up, the microphone is not picking up the sound coming from the other radio. So it doesn't get feedback. So that's kind of cool. I like that. So yeah, we're pretty much done here. All works. I showed you everything. I mean, this, I don't know if this switch will work. Maybe we want to have some big red button that's a little easier to press. This one isn't quite so easy to press. It's a little, but maybe that's okay. I don't know. We'll put it in the car. We'll see. But it's easy to just make another one. This cable's probably not long enough either. So yeah, the next thing I wanted to show you, the last thing I wanted to show you was how to program these radios. I wanted to touch on that a little bit, although I'm hesitant to do it for maybe obvious reasons. But yeah, let me do that. I'm probably going to build a whole nother one of these. I mean, I got actually 4 of these radios now. So I'm just, you know, maybe if this one breaks or something, I'll have a second one around. And while I got all the soldering iron and the glue gun and the magnifying glass and the diagram, while I got it all out here, I'm just going to go ahead and build a second one. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you how to program these radios. All right, so I made a second one here, and so yeah, you can see that I just filled it up with hot glue. What I wanted to point out is that, and it may be obvious, that the speaker wires, I have them on my diagram as both being green, and they are both green, but one of them is the negative, and the negative is, yeah, it's important that you pick out the right wire that's the negative to hook up the push to talk button. So originally I said, you know, when I redid this, it didn't work because one of the green buttons, I mean one of the green wires was not the negative. So when the push to talk connects the mic negative to the speaker negative, and if you don't have the right wires for the speaker, then it's not going to work. So if you look really closely at the wires, there is a slight different color of the negative in the harness, but it's really difficult to see. I mean, these wires are tiny. But when you take apart the existing harness, you can see clearly which one is the negative and which one is the positive. The positive one goes right to the earpiece, and the negative one is connected to the button. So, so when you do this, when you build this box, when you take it apart, just be careful to notice which one is which. But you know, just don't fill it up full of hot glue until you test it, because boy, I've had a lot of experience with that. I get over confident, I suppose you could say, and go ahead and, you know, hot glue things together, and then it doesn't work. And once it's hot glued, you're done. You know, I have actually unsoldered things in hot glue because the soldering gun will melt the hot glue, but it's always a big mess. So try to avoid that. Here, so I wanted to show you the throat the throat mic, how I set it up. So it's got, you know, it's got a fairly short cable, which is as long as the cable was. So, you know, when I cut it off, and I just put a 3.5 millimeter jack on the end of it. So I got this this throat mic from a store, and it's for a Midland radio. But so I checked online, and it turns out, yeah, they make a throat mic for the Bafang radios, and just like that, it shows up on my doorstep. So yeah, this thing was $10, and you know, I tried it, plugged it in the radio. It works pretty good, although I found that it was a little harder to hear than the Midland one. Didn't have as much volume. I had to pretty much turn the radio volume all the way up. But we're not using the earpiece on this thing, so it doesn't matter. And so yeah, this is one. Now I'm going to have a backup, basically. So, which is a good thing, because you know, for $10, you could buy two of them, and then you have one that the driver is currently using, and when you get the second driver ready to swap in, he could be all ready with one, you know, on his neck, ready to go. So having two is probably a really good thing anyway. But this so this throat mic setup is different than the Midland setup. It has this nice remote push to talk button, and it's got a pretty long cord and a little Velcro. I guess you're supposed to put it on your finger. It's supposed to be a stealth way of doing microphone, you know, like the Secret Service uses, or the FBI or something. So yeah, it's got a nice long cable, and I already removed the earpiece from it. It didn't really work worth crap, I didn't think, compared to the Midland, but we don't care about that. And so yeah, so you could just buy this thing and then modify this wiring harness to be a 3-box setup, like I built for the other out of the other earpiece harnesses. So yeah, it pretty much has the same wires. You know, it has the 4 wires. Let me see. I can show that real close, because it seemed to work pretty well last time. You can really see quite well. Maybe not this time. I don't think it's focused. So. Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, basically it has the same wires as the it has the same wires as the other harness. There's 4 wires coming in, the speaker and the mic, and then it's got the speaker output and going to the earphones, and the mic input coming to the headphones, and then it's got the push button, talk button. So yeah, it's probably might be a little bit easier to modify this harness instead of the other one, but either way, the good news is it's only $10, and so you can get a throat mic for $10. So yeah, I wanted to show you that, because yeah, I wanted to take a look at see if that was available, and didn't even think about doing that before. But you know, the internet's magic. Time doesn't matter when you're making a video. All right, so we're gonna do the programming of the radio. I'll get to that now.